do something that I've said I could always do. Now, we've tried all kind of generators, conventional generators, to run, hook the big Eureka and spend a lot of money on it, and the conventional generator will not work. And they're tremendously inefficient, just like when I bought from Granger. That's cost me close to $1,000, and it puts out 10 horsepower, and it takes in 25 horsepower. 25! That puts it way below 50% efficient, and they're supposed to be up around 80 or 90% efficient, which is just a bunch of crap. All right, I built a generator. Now, the other technical people around me didn't think that I could do it because the conventional ones would not work. Now, Jim, you know that I'm right. You know, you helped me buy a couple of old generators we put on there and tried it, and it wouldn't work. True or not true?
So true. They would not harmonize with Big Eureka.
All right, now what I built is a generator myself from scratch that is in harmony with Big Eureka. And you're going to see, I'll take one finger and run this machine. Any conventional generator has losses in it. That's a scientific fact. All right, now we're going to walk in the back. Now you can shoot up here and shoot Big Eureka. Don't shoot me. I'm not important. Shooting Big Eureka. That's a 450-pound flywheel. That machine weighs 7,500 pounds. The Granger catalog that I've already shown y'all on the tape you're looking at clearly says this machine ought to draw more than 600 amps. Well, we're going to run it off of nothing. I'll run that generator with one finger. Come on back. You don't need to shoot me. I want you to shoot this machine. Coming on back. Coming on back. Coming on back. You see how big it is? This is a big motor. If you walk on around me, Jim, and come on around here and shoot these gears so they can see how it meshes together. I want them to see this diaphragm. You can see how big this is, that 1 foot across. That air pressure is 14.7 pounds per square inch across the top of it. And you compute that all out, it's over 1,160 pounds. To pull it 1 foot. Now we put it at 5 feet because you can see where this hits me up here at my neck. You can see how tall this thing is. And we're going to do it, which would make that over a phenomenal amount of poundage. You know, instead of 1,000, it'd be close to 5,000. That's the magnitude of what y'all going to see. Yet, we have it up on the internet, on GoGyroBout.com. What's that young man's name from Texas? He came over here and tried to turn the motor with rope around it. Aaron. His name was Aaron. Okay, now he's on that video, pulling with all his might, leaning backwards, trying to turn that shaft, and he couldn't do it. All right, I'm Joseph Newman. And we're going to have some young people here with us from North Texas University. This is Aaron. Diane's going to be assisting him. She's going to be a teacher. And Aaron's going to get the idea of the power it takes to even move the shaft of this 7,500 pound motor. And Aaron's going to pick it straight up with one hand, straight over the shaft. Put your hand straight over it. You're going to just do a curl.
Go through.
And you can see how hard that is, and that's good. All right, and what I want is your honest opinion. What do you think the chances are the current out of this battery is going to run that motor?
I'd probably say impossible myself.
Okay, all right, good. And that's what I want people to understand. It isn't impossible by conventional wisdom that this can happen. And anybody can see it, and you are a witness to it. True or not true, Jim?
That's very true.
Okay, all right, now we're going to go back up. And I'm going to now run this machine with one finger. Now this generator I built myself. Now watch how easy it is. As soon as I start with one finger, I'll take one finger and start turning this, and that 450-pound flywheel and that shaft and all of it's 1,650 pounds, it'll start running. And I'm doing one finger because this is totally in tune with this. This is going to be perpetual motion. The whole point of me showing you all this is I'm going to make this machine run itself. Watch it. Watch it go. You can see how easy I can do that. You can see that it turns, and I've got one finger. You can see that flywheel turning. That's the key of what this thing will do. So you can imagine, Now if you shoot this 3 horsepower motor, we're going to take this 3 horsepower motor, hook it to this generator, and we're going to turn it up to 200 revolutions a minute. Big Eureka. Pumping out water at a high rate of speed. This generator will be running it. Won't be no batteries. Now what this is showing you, as soon as I take this generator and get it 20 feet away from this motor so these magnetic fields won't interact, now let me just show you how they do. And I'm 10 foot from that now. Watch it. If I take this and turn it, so it's not lined up with that, see it go back? It's aligning, even at that distance, it aligns with that magnetic field. I'll do it again. If I pull that down here, watch it go back. It's aligning with that field. Now magnetic fields, when they interact at different speeds and etc., they're going to have a braking effect. I'm going to take this to Phoenix, Arizona, close it off, and it's going to be perpetual motion. It's going to be a knife in the heart of those people who've always said it can't be done. And that's been said throughout history. And this is going to do it. This is going to change the world. And it's going to run cars, it's going to run houses, it's going to run industry, ships, trains, all of it. This is just a demonstration of what's going to be. And we're going to do it in Phoenix for what it stands for. All the publicity I got in the 80s, and the world didn't do nothing. I've had this up on the internet showing you that this machine running off those 9-volt batteries that I show you just in front of this. You got a card up on the internet from Energizer Battery saying that a toy is a high drain device. A toy motor. It's a high drain device on those 9-volt transistor batteries you saw just before this, running this machine. And y'all didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing when I got $10 million worth of publicity in the 80s. Now, this is fixing to take off. We're going to hook this machine up to this 3 horsepower motor. And there's no way, because of all the losses you have in this system, that ABS pump takes 10 horsepower to run at the speed we're going to run it at. It takes more than that, in fact, because we'll be pushing it close to its limit. You can't get that pump going more than 55 revolutions a minute. And we'll take it up to 52 revolutions a minute and run it. And you'll see that we'll still have distance on this carburetor that we can push it and go faster. But I'm not going to do that because then I'll blow that pump. So let's just stop right here and hook up to this and run it. Still pumping water, I hear it. That machine runs itself the whole time. This little old 3 horsepower motor ain't running it, just right now. It keeps running itself. Voltage on this machine. Just like right now, if I check the voltage will be over 100 volts. That's 200 to 100 volts. 200 to 100 volts. Does that the whole time. And that's why that generator is going to run it constantly, and it's going to be perpetual. And we can reach any speed we want. We'll do away with all the pollution of the earth. It's a known fact, with enough electricity, you can take any compound, break it down to its basic elements. We can clean up all the pollution. We will really make a difference in green. Instead of just running our mouth about it, this machine will change it and make it so. And that is stopped, and we're going to close it down right now. Jim, if you want to say something, go ahead and say it.
Yes, I would like to, Joseph. If the powers that be had not taught you all these years, 40 years in all, this machine in a smaller version would be in everybody's home, in everybody's car, and we wouldn't have to be paying utility bills, we wouldn't have to be paying for gasoline.
That's correct. And there wouldn't be any pollution on the earth. We'd be cleaning it up by now if everybody got behind this in the 80s. Like all the scientists, more than 40 scientists, and they're up on this video, this very video that they're looking at. They were speaking from their heart about the magnitude of this. Now we're going to make perpetual motion, and it'll be a dagger in the pompous mind of all these pompous scientists that have existed throughout history and says this is impossible. Now to all the thinking scientists, y'all will be happy, because you like to see changes. You like to see that we take new technology and use it. But that's a small percentage of the scientific community, and I've seen that personally. Now, all these people who've spoken out back in the 80s, to you the people, y'all all owed them a word of thanks, because they were speaking for you and the betterment of humanity. Now we're going to make perpetual motion. So let's just go ahead and do it, Jim, and let everybody get to see it.